Hey GameHeads, offline games are pretty neat and you guys absolutely love them. That's simply all I need to create another video on the 10 top incredible offline games for your handheld devices. Okay, let's continue, shall we? Starting the list with an exciting Apple exclusive, we've got TMNT Splintered Fate. A great looking roguelike that brings wacky fun playing with the badass ninja turtles. Splinter has been kidnapped and it's up to the turtles to save him. The gameplay is quite attuned with its roguelike settings, with a control that has a movement button on the left and attack and scale buttons on the right. You get to battle your way through randomly generated stages which reward you with a perk at the end of each stage. You are given a choice to play with one of the 4 iconic brothers, each having their own set of unique skills, movesets, and overall playstyle. It has something of a somewhat MMORPG feel to it. It also brings difficulty associated with the genre, with easily overwhelming enemies, tough and fast combat with intense boss fights. There are also strong RPG elements with permanent unlockable skills in the game that kind of makes it easy to go further. All in all, it's a pretty good roguelike and an even better TMNT game, but its fast-paced nature makes its touch control a living nightmare, so it is advisable to use a pad while playing it. Number 9 is Carnage War. To be honest, this game's mechanic blew me away upon playing because compared to its size, it's doing quite a lot. Carnage War is an offline military multiplayer shooter with really good graphics, a massive gameplay mechanics, and fast-paced combat. Honestly, it's pretty underrated. Its surprising feature is the size to content ratio, and for a 200MB game, it packs a lot. The fluid combat that may be buggy at times, but still great, multiple game modes, offline and online options, different maps, and more. The bite-sized war zone with a lot of rip-off from the Call of Duty franchise is absolutely fun to play, and is still in the development stages with frequent updates and fixer-uppers, so its potential is basically unlimited.
Work harder, kill harder.
At number 8 is Legend of the Keepers, a turn-based dungeon raid that sees you playing a villainous dungeon manager. Yep, in the game, instead of you trying to find loot, you try and defend it from heroes and adventurers. It plays as a workplace manager where you employ new powerful monsters to defend your dungeon. And with each unsuccessful raid by the adventurers, you grow in power and climb up the corporate ladder, or to turn your one small dungeon into the most fearsome in the land. The game pushes challenging turn-based strategy action with the added difficulty of roguelike elements and with the hassle of workplace simulation, which is from dealing with sick leaves to evil strikes. It's a pretty weird yet solid game that flips the entire norm on a conventional dungeon explorer. At number 7 is Recurrence Co, a brilliant tactical break and entry simulator. You and a team of AI or real-time squad mates are tasked with infiltration of terrorist hideouts, intense search and apprehend missions. The core gameplay involves navigating often dark and cramped locations, giving tactical commands, gunning down hostile terrorists, all in a tense FPS shooter view which adds a layer of anxiety and challenge to it. You can play alone and offline with AI squad mates or online with friends in the co-op, which gives room for a very hilarious experience. There are also dozens of missions to complete across different locations, so it's pretty entertaining. The graphics aren't the greatest anyway, but still uptight nonetheless. The controls, on the other hand, need a lot of work, especially with a few needed tweaks here and there. In the end, it's a pretty solid game that can literally only get better. Nearly half in at number 6 is RuneSword. RuneSword is a good-looking puzzle platformer with art and playstyle that's honestly pretty similar to that of Apple Knife. If you play the game, you will surely notice it. One of the mages that once protected the kingdom thanks to the power of the ancient runes has gone rogue, and he killed his comrades and stolen this protective barrier. It is now up to you to venture out and stop the rogue mage. In true RPG fashion, your avatar explores one of the many areas, navigating unique platforms and battling enemies, all to fight pretty interesting bosses at the end of each arena. There are also coins to collect and secret treasure chests to find, powerful weapons to make you stronger, and an artifact system that involves runes to learn about. The platforming mechanics are really well done, with wall climbing and double jumps, with pretty generic controls iconic to the genre. The pixel graphics are colorful and simply well done. All in all, it's a pretty solid platformer, and a good RPG is definitely always been on my side. Halfway in with a horror title, we've got Garten of Bandan 3. A worthy third addition to the horror franchise. This time you kind of delve deeper into the depths of this mysterious, creepy and eerie abandoned Bandan's kindergarten in search of your child. With many floors having been built underneath the seemingly innocent kindergarten, which you explored in the first game, you encounter bizarre creatures, fearsome animatronics, and phone-flipping jump scares. Like most horror escape room games, you'll be tasked with finding clues, solving puzzles with drones, and whatnot. The controls are pretty simple, with movement on the left and interactive buttons on the right. The graphics aren't the greatest in the room, but that's not what the game really focuses about. I personally am not a huge fan of horror titles, but if you're looking for a good jump scare, this one can be right up your alley. At number 4 is a shooting experience, Antivine. Antivine is an adorable shooting and bittersweet adventure puzzle title that follows the tales of a creature called TMNT. Follow a unique boy from the village and a girl who lost her memory as they journey together through Changing Plain. I hope I said that right. A breathtaking place filled with bushy vines. Through changing viewpoints and the way of your thinking, you get to solve puzzles and move towards the source of the TMNT. Like I said, the game mechanics are heavily based on what I call perspective puzzle mechanics, where moving around in 3D space alters the world, allowing your character to reach intended goals, a lot like Monument Valley actually. It features lovely graphics with soothing music and a bittersweet story of discovery. It's something that will surely resonate with puzzle game fans, so it's up to you to check it out if that's your kind of game. At number 3 is Farming Simulator 23, a super immersive and high graphic farm simulator that lets you use over 100 farming equipment. Farming Simulator 23 focuses a lot on realism with really in-depth graphics that honestly mind-blowing. Operate realistic tractors, harvesters, field sprayers, etc. Cultivate fields with variety of crops, or harvest grapes and olives on the hillside, cut down trees with heavy forestry equipment, establish production lanes and use powerful trucks for transport, tend to farm animals like cows, sheep and chickens. Enjoy tons of possibilities on 2 new maps, including collectibles and so on. The game really tries its best to give you a worthy fanboy simulator experience, and fans of the genre will surely be delighted to oblige. At number 2 is Spider Fighter 3. Spider Fighter 3 is a good sequel to the Spider Fighter franchise. Being its third installment, it brings more flashier combat with a new open world element and swinging / wall climbing action that honestly looks pretty good. The Spider Fighter franchise is a series that heavily emphasizes on smooth, fluid combat, something quite hard to find on mobile, and that alone kind of handles it for its run-of-the-mill annoying ads that pop up every now and then. Think of the game as a neat, light version of Spider-Man that brings beautiful combat that centers heavily on Marvel ripoff characters. The combat in the 3 is greatly improved with smooth dodge and new unlockable skills. The graphics may be subpar but good, and the controls are pretty responsive, which kind of makes the entire experience worth it. The game has incredible potential and is quite fun to mess around with, so it's worth checking out. At the number 1 spot on today's list, we've got Super Meat Boy Forever. Meat Boy Forever is the second installment to the wacky and crazy Super Meat Boy franchise. This time, Dr. Fetus has taken it too far and your baby has been kidnapped by him. So it's now up to Meat Boy and his wife, Bandage Girl, to save Nugget, their child. The game mechanics is simple. Your avatar continuously runs as you dodge obstacles by jumping, sliding, climbing platforms, all while fighting off enemies and carefully maneuvering through really disturbing death traps set along the way. The game series is well known for its difficulty, and that isn't changed at all here. There's also a really neat roguelike experience hidden where each level upon completion is randomly generated when you play the game, making it super replayable. You can also now play as either Meat Boy or Bandage Girl, which is obviously an added bonus. In the end, Super Meat Boy Forever is a really great game with up-top graphics, a massive and difficult gameplay, a great story, simple controls, and overall fun playtime. Okay, that's it for today's video. Which offline game will you be checking out? Do let me know in the comment section, and please subscribe if you haven't. Ring the notification button right there to get notified on our latest videos. Like if you enjoyed it, and check out our other videos on your screen, especially the one called The Forgotten Legend IC. It's pretty good. It's your host P-Doc. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.